Mic on. Alright, well, hello world. I am live, and, it's Saturday. I might start doing Saturday lives. Who knows? But still testing out the live waters here. Let's see. So what we have today is a setup for stereo, and stereo guitar, sorry. And I have the Dream and the Lion, and they are both left and right. I'm using the radial as my ABY splitter, so they're both, my guitar comes in, one goes into the big muff into the Dream, the other signal goes to the other big muff into the Lion, and then both outputs of each amp simulator goes into the Galaxy, treating it as outboard gear basically, instead of putting it in front. Could have put it in front, but this is just the way I did it today. It might be less noisy after the amps. So that's what we're doing. But I just wanted to show the Dream and the Lion together in stereo, and I figured why not do it live, because I'm going to be traveling for Christmas vacation to Philadelphia to visit family. So I'm going to turn off the Galaxy, and I'm going to turn off the Y switch, and we're going to just hear the Lion on one side, and then we're going to hear the Dream on the other side, and then I'm going to put them together so you can really hear what's going on. So let's see. Mic off. And now I'll put them both on so you'll hear them left and right. And if you're listening on your phone, you're probably not going to hear this as good as you could. So if you have headphones, probably would be better. All right. Mic wasn't on. Mic wasn't on. I am sorry. Alright, so now I'm going to put the big muffs on, and I have them each going to their own amp, because if I put just one big muff in front of both amps and they receive the same big muff, it's not going to sound as big and as wide. So when having two separate fuzzes going into two separate amps set differently, you're going to get a bigger, wider, more aggressive sound. So if you're a three-piece band one guitar player, then this might be useful to you. I'm going to put them on now. Let me cut the mic off. Hey Meeks, how you doing? So with having the two different fuzzes, you can hear each side a lot better. If I was to put just one in the front of both of them, it wouldn't sound as wide. So and if you have even more if the fuzzes are even more different, can't say the words right, but like I have a video coming out Monday with they're just wildly different, and that creates the biggest, gnarliest tone ever. But especially for like shoegaze or stoner doom type of stuff. So with this though, it's you know it's still wide, but trust me, you want to see the video on Monday because it's ridiculous. So these things sound great together, but they sound even better once you put the Galaxy or any kind of stereo delay or reverb on. So let's try that real quick. Cutting the mic. So as you can hear, if you can hear this, the Galaxy does this weird, it's not like a ping pong kind of delay, it's a, I don't know what they're doing in there, but it's kind of a swirl. It just kind of goes when it goes. So it's kind of unpredictable in that way, which I like. So, you know, if you have headphones on, you could definitely hear that surround kind of stereo thing happening. So, you know, these pedals, I feel both amps complement each other, because the Dream is a scooped mid kind of Fender sound, has more low end and the clean sound, and I won't say it's cleaner than the Lion, because it's not the cleanest Fender sound you can get, but it's still cleaner. And the Lion has more mid-range, because it has a mid-range equalizer, and you can also gain it up a lot more. So you have other things that it's capable of doing. The other cool thing is when you have like a stereo rig like this, you could have reverbs in front of each amp that are different, and then you could turn off one, have a dry sound on one side, a wet sound on the other side, stuff like that. I don't have that set up, but Monday it's in that video. But you could also have clean on one side, fuzz on the other side, and then both of those go into the delay. So I'm going to do that right now, and we're going to just leave the green big muff because it's darker sounding, so I feel like it'll let the clean sound on the right side really shine. So let's try that. Have an issue with possibly is that each amp's gonna react differently things. So you might have discrepancies in your levels, you know, so once I kick the fuzz on, one of these compresses more than the other, depending on the frequency of the fuzz. So there's things like that that you have to be concerned with when doing this kind of thing. But once you dial it in, you probably won't ever have to think about it again. The other issue you'll run into if running something like this with two different fuzzes is turning them both on and off. But if you have them on your pedal board in such a way that maybe the amps are up top and you just have your fuzzes right next to each other, you could possibly just click them on with one foot at the same time. So, or you could get a switcher, you know, a little like Joyo makes a switcher that's fairly cheap for 8 different pedals you could connect to it, and therefore you'd be able to do that. But it would help to have something that has stereo ins and outs though. So that's something. Anyway, let me check this chat real quick. Yes, Edith was curious about this. Glad you like it. It does sound, I think it sounds really good. I was very happy with it, and it makes me feel like we're closer to being able, for me, being able to play out with boxes like this instead of carrying my amps. Not that I mind carrying my amps, but you know, it can be tedious. But if I could bring just a pedal board and that's it, that'd be amazing. So, and then Siggy says, have you tried the Woodrow? It doesn't seem to get the love of the others that the others get. I have not tried the Woodrow, but I do want to try that. And that's, is that it's the Tweedish one, I think. And that probably will have a better mid-range than the Dream, because the Dream is scooped. And that's the one thing with the Dream is fuzz can be a little gnarly in the top end because of the scooped mid, and with the Lion, the fuzz can really bloom where it sits in the mid range because, you know, I think that's why I was trying the big with the Lion, because at least it'll have something left over, because the Big Muff already is like the green one is already pillowy like that, where you don't have mid range, but and then the huge when they play. So anything else? So the other thing is you can drive both of these amps. If they had MIDI, it'd be great, because then you could have your presets and just click one switch, and then you'd have different gain structures. But for some reason, Universal Audio is not jumping on the MIDI train for anything. For anything, really. I think they have a MIDI in and out on their Volt line of interfaces, but, you know. So, let's see. So I'm going to try just one more thing before I end the stream, and I'm going to drive both of these. So, no fuzz, just the amps overdrive, basically. So I'm going to start with the Lion, and I'm turning off the Y switch, and B is the Lion. I forgot to tell you that, but so this is left side. Do the Dream now, and let's see, I think this one has so I have them somewhat even, and I'm going to now play, and then I'll kick on the Galaxy just for fun here and there. mic on. Keep forgetting to turn the mic on and off, but I had it off, so now it's on. So, as you can tell, that you can get a lot of sounds with these two amps together because the overdrives in here, or the gain in here, is quite pleasing actually. You know, it's not the days of you crank something up and it's instantly harsh with digital gear. It's actually really playable, and in stereo with both of them doing it slightly different things, it's it's almost like you're listening to a record without the rest of the band when you're playing, because it's like, you know, you double track guitars all the time, and a lot of times we'll use separate amps or separate cabinets with different speakers, different miking techniques to get the sounds a little bit different, so the stereo spread in the recording sounds bigger and wider and just more expansive. So you're getting that in this small form factor that you can take anywhere, you know. So that's really cool. So just a FYI, I've bought everything I use here. I paid for myself. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't receive anything. Nobody's asked me to ever do anything like this. When I do these videos, it's because it's something that I'm interested in. It's something that I like. It's something that I'm exploring at the time. I'm kind of going on my own whims. You know, I'm definitely somebody that's been using tube amps or regular amps my whole life. You know, I've just now started to come around to the amp in a box thing. I had the Kemper for a long time, and it was good for like heavier kind of stuff, but not for what I do. You know, it was good for like if I wanted to do some tight metal type of stuff like that or whatever, and to have just a variety of different sounds. But I didn't like how it took my pedals or anything like that, so it was not, you know, it was good, but it wasn't like replacing an amp or anything like that for me. But you know, I'm coming around to it, and it's really about the usability of it for me at this point, because my band always had a second guitar player. I mean, the band that I'm in for the past 10 years always had a second guitar player, and now we're a three-piece. So you know, for shoegaze, post-punk / doom stoner mixture of whatever, you know, it would help to have stereo effects and stuff like that to come up with different things to make it sound even bigger. So I think that's probably why I'm on this little trek right now, and I think it sounds really awesome together, all these different things. So anybody that stuck around for this stream, thank you, and I will have this up